Hi, my name is Mahesh Lavanas and I would like to welcome you to the overview of Quasimodo, which is a project management software. We'll look at the top features of Quasimodo and also the design principles on which it has been created. You will see a video of me whenever I have to make a key point, so please keep that in mind and let's get started. I have created a couple of slides which will help us go over the top features of Quasimodo before we dive into the software. Now, what's Quasimodo? Quasimodo is a milestone-centric project management software. What this means is that when you start managing a project in Quasimodo, you will need to define a series of milestones that you expect to complete during the course of the project. And once you have your milestones defined, Quasimodo takes it from there and does all the synchronization and all the visualization for you. Now, this is in opposition to certain other kind of project management software which are process centric. What this means is that they recommend either implicitly or explicitly a certain process that they would like you to follow in the course of your project, and then they build the tool around this recommended process. Now, the limitation of this process centric approach is that if your process deviates from the recommended process, then the tool might not work very well for you. At Quasimodo, we made a conscious choice to make the software process agnostic. What this means is that it really doesn't care what process you follow, so it allows you to choose any process which will work best for you, and Quasimodo will work with that process. Moving on to the technical aspects, Quasimodo is a Java web application. What this means is that you deploy it only one time on your Java web server, such as Apache Tomcat, and people can use their browser to access the software. This is a very efficient deployment model because you do not need to install anything on the individual client machines. Quasimodo is highly scalable. In fact, scalability was the key concern when designing Quasimodo because we wanted it to be useful for very large scale project management. Quasimodo uses some of the latest open source Java web security frameworks, and it's a corporate oriented framework, which means we try to look at how exactly corporations work on a day-to-day level and try to build the tool around that. Last but not the least, Quasimodo comes to you free of charge under the GNU GPL open source license. Let us now look at some of the top design features of Quasimodo, which we will be demoing in this overview. The first feature is instant status update. Now, a project management environment is extremely dynamic. Things change all the time. Sometimes projects get delayed, sometimes they get blocked, sometimes you lose a team member, and sometimes, God forbid, even requirements can change down the line. Now, you as a project manager, you need to be able to make the best possible decisions which are very well informed about the most up-to-date status of your project. And this is where the instant status update feature of Quasimodo kicks in. Whenever you look at a project in Quasimodo, you get to see the absolutely latest snapshot of the state of your project. This ensures that your decisions are very well informed, and it also ensures that all your team members are always on the same page. Let us now talk about sub-projects. Any project which is big enough to need project management needs to be broken down into smaller or sub-projects, and each of the sub-projects will probably need to be further broken down into more sub-projects and so on. Also, each sub-project usually needs to be delegated to a different team and monitored at the same time. Quasimodo makes it very easy for you to create sub-projects. It supports an unlimited level of project hierarchy. Also, it's very scalable, so no matter how deep your sub-project hierarchy, the performance of the software is unaffected. Quasimodo allows you to quickly delegate sub-projects to a separate team and also to monitor them at the same time. So what are project dependencies? Projects do not live in a vacuum. They are always related to other projects. For example, a project cannot start until some other project has been completed, and that project probably cannot start until some other project is completed, and so on. Quasimodo makes it very easy for you to define your project dependencies. You can then monitor the dependent project and get an estimate of when it will be completed, so you can plan your own project accordingly. Quasimodo is big on communication. It is very well known that the more project members communicate with each other, the better the synergy of the project and the better the quality of the solutions they come up with. Quasimodo supports communication through discussion forums. There are built-in forums associated with pretty much every aspect of Quasimodo. This makes it very easy for project members to discuss their ideas and opinions, to resolve issues, and to come up with the best possible solutions. Every project needs to have meetings, demos, sometimes even training sessions, and maybe even conferences. Quasimodo comes with a full-featured built-in event calendar which allows you to schedule your meetings, invite people, and also to reserve venues. Another very useful utility which comes built into Quasimodo is the support for timesheets. It allows you to track your hours every day, and at the end of the month you can automatically generate your fully consolidated timesheet by the click of a single button. With that, let us dive into the software and see how these features come alive.